Hey guys, so for this video I'll be doing an unboxing for G.Na's third mini album, Bloom. Um, yeah, so this is a really old album, so um, kind of before I start unboxing, most of my videos that, well, in general, are from like just random older albums that I don't have. I'm trying to just complete a lot of empty holes with my collection. Um, I have been into K-pop for a really long time, so that's why. I'll talk a little bit about that after I unbox this. So this is her third mini album. She has four mini albums, one digital kind of special album, which is like English versions of all her songs, and then a full length album. I'm only missing one more. And I complete my collection for G.Na, at least for me, because her first mini album is actually half of her full length album, and it's just like the same songs. There isn't even a different song at all. So I do have her first full length album, but I don't have her first mini. So yeah, this is the front, this is the back. You get 6 songs. The 6th track for this is her debut song, which is really, really, really good. This is the English version for it, and it's just as good. G.Na is a native English speaker, so that's a plus. So, like, her pronunciation is on point, and like she knows how to emote as well because she understands the lyrics. So, great addition to this, even though it's quite random because this is her third mini album. So it's like it could have been done on the full length album, I guess, but I don't know. Here's the spine, and the interesting thing about this album that I think is probably what makes people remember it is that it has this thing where you just pull it and you get a picture of G.Na. And I think that this photo is the digital cover for it. So, yeah, so interesting little thing that they did. Obviously, you want to be gentle with this so you don't like mess it up. This album is like filled with little things like that. And then this part is kind of like, I don't know, it feels like a photo book, but it's not, so don't pull this thing. This is the photo book. So here's the covers again. And here's the disc. So like I said, this album is filled with little quirks. That's another thing. They get the track list again, which is great. But I don't know. I actually don't really like this little idea because if you own a bunch of K-pop albums, you know these foams are the best, but the worst thing sometimes because they come off when you try to remove the disc. So I would just remove this like really, really carefully because I'll show it. This is the thing that would come off if you pull the seat, like the disc, without, I guess, pressing it. So like, okay, so once you're putting it like this, pull it from here, like push it. So yeah, so push it like that, because sometimes even if you even sometimes when they're shipped, even sometimes when discs are shipped, the albums are shipped, that little foam things would come off, which is really annoying. But luckily you can always stick it back with some glue, but you know, I'd rather not. And as for this mini album, is pretty good. I think the highlights for this are definitely the title track, the English version of her debut, song, and Green Light, which features J Park. It's a really short photo book. What other songs are in here? You get I think two ballads in here. It's pretty decent. I think she's always made solid music, which is why I want to collect G.Na. Obviously, the elephant in the room is that she obviously got into that scandal with like the whole prostitution thing. She said she didn't, but then there were like court cases where like they've kind of confirmed that she did. But then I read online that I don't know, it was just really confusing. She paid like a bunch of fines for it, and then she went on a really long hiatus. She posted like a statement around near the end of last year where she said she was like where she said she's gonna like it's not the end of our journey with the fans. So I don't know if she's gonna really come back. I don't know if she can really come back after that scandal because I don't know. I feel like they will probably block her from going on TV after that. Um, yeah, it can be quite like very dramatic when it comes to when Korean entertainers like get into like big scandals, especially when it's involved with like a crime. Um, yeah, so I don't know what she's gonna do. What she meant by um is not the end of our journey. I don't know what that means. Obviously, if she releases some music, I'm probably going to give it a listen because I did enjoy all of her songs. I think she didn't end on the greatest page. I think her last um, um, the last thing she released was like a digital single, and I think it was like something lingerie. Um, that was a pretty forgettable song. I think that was like her worst title track. Yeah, Cube didn't even care about giving her a physical release for it, um, which I don't mind because it's not even like it's not a song that I just would listen to constantly like her other songs. So hopefully I do get her other thing that I'm missing so I could have a complete collection for her. It maybe I think a bunch of K-pop fans don't know about her since she has been in a hiatus for like 2 years, and that single that she released the year prior was a big flop. She used to be on the Cube. She was pretty big actually, so she had a really good run for her first few years. Definitely, I recommend listening to her first full length album or her only full length album, Black and White. I think that album is pure perfection. It has great songs. It's like a mix with obviously it has pop songs, which is like the title track, but you do get some upbeat ballads, which is her debut song. It's called 고쳐줄게 잘 살아. I think it's like come. What's it called in English? Um, I'll go away so you can live or something. Definitely her. I think it's just that song is so good. I love that single. Um, and she has R&B on it as well. It's just a great mix of genres within that album. It's really unfortunate she never got kind of like the another album. I think Cube just kind of gave her a comeback per year, just to fill something like fill some of their artists, fill the years, fill part of the year with part of their artists. When Beast and 4 Minute were not, or G.Na were not doing anything, she would just be thrown in. But she actually never really flopped. Ever. She won a number one with her debut song, Black and White, definitely her biggest hit. And I also recommend listening to her album Top Girl. That song is very K-pop esque if you That's like one. That's like the epitome of like a K-pop song. I think that's like how K-pop used to sound like for a long time. Like, so if you want to listen to kind of like the K-pop style, a very K-pop song, listen to Top Girl. And then that mini album also has a really cool song called Banana. That's really catchy. Um, yeah, I guess. Yeah. If you guys have any other questions, please comment down below. And as for those who are, I guess, trying to collect G.Na, her stuff is like out of print now. So if you find it at a good price, just definitely get yourself a hands on the album before it's too difficult to get. I think in terms of solos, I don't collect that many solos because there isn't really much to collect. I I really want to collect Boa's left, the left of what I have left for Boa, which is like a bunch of albums, NS Yoonji, and I just completed Ailey, and I'm about to complete IU. Luckily, I've completed Ailey and Ihyori, which are like two of my favorites. Yeah, so G.Na is one of those solos that I really enjoyed. Unfortunately, she's not doing anything anymore. And it's kind of, I guess this is kind of like aside from like this talking about this album, it's just really unfortunate. We don't really get a lot of solos in K-pop when it comes to just solo artists in general, not solos from groups. Obviously, because I would count Taeyeon in because she's really successful, but she comes from a group. But technically, we really only have IU and Ailey, like, kind of still being relevant. Although Boa, like, she has maintained, obviously, her crown. Like, she is the queen. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people are caring a little bit less about her whenever she comes back. One Shot, Two Shot is, like, her first flop song. So, because Kiss My Lips was not necessarily a flop because the other song in that album did really well. So, I don't know. It's just unfortunate we don't really get that many solos in K-pop. And G.Na was pretty relevant when they actually made an effort to release music for her. So, yeah. Hopefully, if she does decide to release some music, hopefully the fans back her up. And I don't know. I don't know what's really gonna go on with her because it's really difficult to see her back in the entertainment industry, well, at least in Korea, because she's kind of blacklisted, I guess. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this was interesting to see since it's like a random album that nobody really talks about. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Bye.